Hey, welcome back to Every Note Counts. I've got a new Fender Custom Shop Stratocaster to show you today. It's Relic, and I normally don't go for Relic guitars. I've got pretty strong opinions on them, but this one I really liked. So anyway, I'm going to start the video off with an unboxing, and while I unbox it, I'm going to talk through Relic versus non-Relic and why I feel the way I do, and then we'll hear some audio samples. Let's check it out. All right, new guitar day. Let's go ahead and check this out. As you're probably aware, this is indeed a Fender Custom Shop Stratocaster. Now, I don't like Relic guitars, but I did order this one. The reason why I don't like Relic guitars, the main reason, is one, maybe I've just had a bad run of experience, but every time I've sat down to play a Relic guitar, it's always felt like it wasn't set up as well as a brand new guitar. I didn't care for the string action, and that's personal preference. I'm sure that can be adjusted on most instruments. Another thing is maybe it's the vintage frets. When I play the guitars, they probably typically have vintage fret wire on them when I'm playing the custom shops, especially the ones that are meant to look and feel vintage. Maybe I just don't like the fret wire, and so I feel like it's a setup issue or it's a fret wire issue. But I haven't bonded with any that I've bought from a store. I custom ordered my custom shop. I spec'd it out, and this is a custom shop from Sweetwater, so we'll get to check out how it looks and how it feels. So besides the feeling of a Relic custom shop that I didn't particularly care for, some of those Relic guitars also have really thick nitro on the back of the neck, and the back of the neck is not Relic, and so that nitro ends up being really sticky and actively inhibits my hand from sliding up and down the guitar neck effectively. The new American 2 or new American Vintage 2 series, that nitro was perfect. It wasn't too sticky. It was great. But some of the other custom shops that I've tried that were Relic didn't care for the nitro necks. I much prefer it when they scrape all the nitro off and there's the satin finish, kind of just bare wood feel. The last reason I don't like Relics is because when you're strumming and your arm moves across the body of the Relic guitar, your strum sweep, the distance which you sweep your arm across the body, is probably not where the relicing has occurred, because it was done artificially by someone, not by wearing in the guitar with your own arm strokes. And so what that means is part of your arm sticks to the nitro finish, and part of your arm swings smoothly across the body because it's been worn smooth and satin. I don't like half my forearm sticking to the body and half my forearm moving smoothly. So that being said, I tend to stay away from Relics. I just don't care for that. Lastly, I guess bonus reason why I don't care for Relics is if you're ordering one, then you pay extra for the relicing process. It takes a human's hands-on time to produce the Relic, which increases the cost because you're paying for extra time for the labor. And that price jump, depending on how much you want it reliced, obviously goes up. So the heavier the Relic, the more time it takes, the more it's going to cost. But even with just a little bit of relicing, that additional cost is still measured in the hundreds, and it's just not something that I would pay for. This, though, has some relicing done to it, and didn't seem to have a huge price jump due to extra Relic time. So I'm really curious to see how this looks. It came in this kind of neat, mustardy, tweed case, and I'll open it up here. Oh, that does look cool. Okay, this looks pretty cool. That is cool. That is really cool. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but the cracking of the nitro in the paint, the way that it's just shattered across a body, that's pretty cool. And this aged mint pick guard, that's pretty neat. And then look at the back of the neck. See, worn smooth. Relic back of the neck. Now this was also a demo model that I purchased, so there may be some extra relicing that Fender didn't do themselves, but obviously it's gonna hide pretty well amongst the artificial relicing that they did in the custom shop. So that's pretty cool. I love the neck size, rounded fretboards. Frets feel okay right off the bat, but obviously I need to put a little bit more time into putting my hand on it and playing it. Vintage tuners. Yeah, see, squared off back of the neck joint. Okay, yeah, that's the unboxing. Pretty cool. Hey, I'm editing this video right now and I realized I didn't really mention the specs on this thing. So anyway, it has vintage style split top tuners. It has a quarter sawn neck. It has a round lamb rosewood fretboard. Those are vintage narrow tall frets, fret wire. It has a distressed back of the neck where they've removed the nitro finish, and it's just heavy relic back of the neck, so it's nice smooth exposed wood. 9.5 radius neck, 63C neck profile. Those are hand wound custom shop Fat 60 pickups. 5-way selector switch that has vintage mod 2, I believe is what it's called. Switching layouts, the wiring diagram. So the rear pickup, the bridge, goes to the back tone control. What else? Vintage style trim system. This is faded and aged sonic blue, nitro finished with checking, and aged mint pick guard, aged plastic for the pickup covers, and I think that's pretty much it. So, all right, we'll splice this into the video. So these are hand wound Fat 60s in this custom shop guitar, and then I have machine wound Fat 60s in my Mexican Strat. So if a shootout between those two guitars would be interesting, and we can see if there's an audible difference between the Fat 60s hand wound versus machine wound, let me know in the comments and I'll consider doing that as a video. Until next time, make every note count.